Attack, baby. All right. Collision 1026. All right. This was a much more heavy, or wrestling heavy show. Collision usually is. It doesn't have quite as many matches as last week. I think last week had like 8 matches. But this one had, I think, 6. That being said, there was some good stuff on here. Not as much bad stuff, honestly. Like most of the stuff I would improve is minor. But I thought the standout things that were good, the Outrunners versus MXM collection was a fun little tag match. It wasn't. It goes to show that people talk about work rate, especially in this day and age when everybody's an insane athlete doing all these cool flips and stuff like that, which are awesome. Don't get me wrong. I love that style of wrestling as much as I love any other style of wrestling. Case in point, this style of wrestling. It was simple, but it was far more character driven than it was move driven. It wasn't so much an athletic contest as so much as let's put on a show for the people and give them a babyface team and a heel team. Both are goofy. You can get into both their stuff. It These two teams were made for each other. I feel honestly, I know you're not like a big MXM guy, but I'm a big MXM guy, and I'm a big Outrunners guy, and this gave me all the feels, all the warm, fuzzy, comforting. Oh, this is what wrestling can be kind of feels. Nothing was technically brilliant or anything, but just lots of fun character stuff. The Outrunners win with the total recall. They gave the match some good time too. I think it probably was sat around 13, 14, 15 minutes, something like that. Getting your reps in. You're only going to get better the longer you're in there. So
Yeah.
I thought that was great. Um, oh man, Ricochet versus Lio Rush. Holy cow. Did this match deliver, and not in the way that I thought it was going to either? A complete surprise to me. Earlier in the show, they had a backstage interview kind of segment where Leo kind of confronts Ricochet. Both of them had been approached by the Hurt Syndicate about being recruited. Ricochet said that he had no interest. Leo did not deny having interest, nor did he confirm having interest, which I think is
Mhm.
important. But he had an enormous chip on his shoulder, probably because he took that absolute drubbing from Shelton Benjamin the week before. Um, but yeah, Leo starts this match and he is like with purpose and he is mean and he is getting it to the point where you almost forget that he's like 5'4". Like
Mhm.
Ricochet isn't a tall dude either. He's only about 5'10" or so. But but he was clearly the bigger guy in the match. But you wouldn't know that by the way that Leo Rush wrestled. It was such a pleasant surprise because I knew the match was going to be great. It can't help but be great with these two. But with Leo Rush's the story that he had coming into it, informing how he wrestled the match, with Ricochet being this new Ricochet who's down and dirty and gritty and unchained, unfettered, can do whatever he wants. He has a lot more personality now too. Being in the unique position of being the bigger guy in the match, it's not something that he normally is. I don't think there's anybody. He's certainly not used to being the slower guy in the match, and nobody's faster than Leo Rush. Nobody. Like, so he had to adapt to that. Just incredible work, both technique and storytelling wise. Leo gets frustrated towards the end of the match and grabs a chair, but immediately regrets it when he gets a drop kicked in his face. I don't know why that didn't cause a disqualification, but I'm okay with it. Uh, Ricochet wins with for the second match in a row. I guess on Rampage he beat Nick Wayne with this too. It's like his own version of the Hidden Blade, but instead of like a backhanded swipe, it's more like a front elbow kind of deal.
Mhm.
He doesn't really have a name for it yet, so far as I know, but that's what he won with. So it looks like he's gonna get you know 2 finishers. Like so many guys in AEW have like 2 or 3 finishers. So I mean, he's just fitting in. But that
Yeah.
match, honestly, I think that was match of the week for AEW. I really do. If you only go and search out one AEW match this week, or from this week rather, this is the match to watch. This is a match that goes to show, and I know that we harp on this all the time, but the people who criticize AEW in bad faith, oh, there's no psychology, there's no this, there's no that. These are two of the flippiest guys that you are ever going to find on God's green, and they had this brilliant, nearly perfect wrestling psychology match. It's fantastic, and you absolutely should go out of your way to watch it if you haven't already. Cannot say enough good things about it. um, Stuff I didn't particularly care for. I was really excited to see Penelope Ford back, but there's a bit of ring rust there. Um, Luckily, Robin Renegade's a total pro. She's been getting her butt handed to her for 4 straight years now in AEW. She knows how to do it. She knows how to make people look good. But I felt like for Penelope's first match back on TV, maybe you could have had it be a more one-sided, shorter affair, because there was a lot here that just didn't really, like I said, ring rust is a thing. I'm not holding that against her at all, but I think it would have benefited her for a match with less time, which is weird for me to say. Usually I'm a major proponent of giving people as much time in the ring as possible to tell the stories that they want to tell. But I think maybe just for the first match back to get her feet wet, maybe shorten this by about 4 to 5 minutes and just make it kind of a squash. Honestly, Ford didn't she didn't look bad, but she definitely looked out of practice. Um, she wins with the Muda lock, and this match had like no heat because it was heel versus heel, which I didn't really care for either. It's like, I get why you put her in there with Robin, because Robin can take a kick in, but like, then why did you have Robin? I mean, she's just an underneath girl anyway. So why not have her for one day, have her come out of the babyface tunnel and try and hype the crowd and get her behind her? Because Penelope is clearly supposed to be a heel in this program with Jamie Hayter. I mean, nobody's booing Jamie Hayter at this point. So it would be pointless to bring Penelope Ford in as anything but a heel if that's what you're putting her against. So why not just momentarily turn Robin Renegade babyface and give the fans somebody to cheer for, instead of just kind of having. I mean, it kind of heated up a little bit towards the end, but like it was weird. It was a weird dynamic. Heel versus babyface can work. Heel versus heel is really a lot more difficult to make work. So, I mean, if I had something negative to say about the show, I would have kept the match, but shortened it and have Robin as the babyface instead of a heel. That's what I would have done.
Oh.
To end the show, though, FTR versus. Oh, wait. Couple of great things about the promos, though. Some really funny stuff. Harley Cameron continues to prove that she is hilarious. She has this promo against Thunder Rosa, calling her out, where she like talks about her face paint, but her face is painted like a cat, a pink cat. Like, and she's like, beware the wrath of Harley Cameron. And then Thunder Rosa comes in and she's like, you know what? She pulls to punch her, and then Harley cowers, and she's like, ugh, whatever. You know what? We'll take care of this next week. You want to know about the pain? Clearly, you're ignorant about the pain. This is about my heritage, and she's not like angry about it either, which I thought was an interesting touch. She's not screaming about it or anything. Like, this is about my heritage. This is in connection. Pardon me, in connection to Dia de los Muertos. So how about next week on Collision? You and I are going to have a match, and I'll show you what this is about in a Dia de los Muertos match, whatever the heck that means. I imagine it's just a street fight with Mexican trappings, most likely. But like, I mean, that's fine. Give Harley Cameron more time. Please give her more time. I love seeing her. I love Thunder Rosa. Give her more time. Love seeing her now that she's back from concussion. Fantastic. And the other one, the other promo had me in stitches, was the Beast Mortos gets time with the Undisputed Kingdom, who are still trying to recruit him, and they come with this. It's at first it's just Taven and uh, Roddy, and they're like, well, last week we tempted you with meat. It didn't really go over all that as well as we wanted to. So this time we took the opposite tack. So they have like a basket full of candy for like trick or treating. And but it's still not like quite registering. It's like, and so they're like, oh, Bennett, Mike, come over here. And Bennett comes from off the frame in a Beast Mortos mask, and they're going, rah, 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 rah. He's speaking with them in beast speech. It's and so they finally like understand each other, and it's awesome, and it's my exact flavor of weird and silly and goofy, and I love it. I love it. And, so if this is leading to an Undisputed Kingdom versus LFI feud down the road over basically over who gets to keep the pet. I'm all for it. If I wasn't in favor necessarily of Undisputed Kingdom babyface turn for real, but if this is the direction they're going to go in, yeah, take me there. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Give me more of this stuff. This is great.
Yeah, I love it.
And that leads into the main event, which was another stellar FTR match. They were facing Dralistico and Roosh. Roosh did sell for FTR. I think he knew he needed to.
Yeah.
FTR isn't known for taking liberties by any means, but they demand and command respect. So yeah, it was not going to be like last week. Roosh was going to sell. But this was great stuff. At one point, Dralistico hits this incredible springboard crucifix driver. Mind melting, absolutely mind melting. Next, the shoulder gets worked on the whole time, which was something that was forecast by Jake Roberts in an interview earlier. He's like, I'm even going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to work your bad shoulder because we know it's bad. We're going to work that the whole match, and that's our strategy. And there's nothing you can do about it. They did what they said. At one point, at one point, Dax gets blindsided by Jake Roberts. Still has a great looking punch behind the referee's back. And towards the end of the match, it was Dax and Roosh, and they were just paintbrushing each other for like a full minute. And the crowd was super hyped for it. It was really building. It was freaking great. I really thought L5 was going to take it because they're the newly reformed team, I guess. But no, Dralistico takes the Shatter Machine for the pin. But Mortos attacks afterwards, and then the Outrunners make the save, and they clear the ring of the bad guys, and then they do the Predator pose to end the show. Honestly, Collision continues in my estimation. Like, if you're more into the story aspects, Dynamite's your show, and if you're more into the wrestling aspect, Collision's probably your show a little bit more. Collision was great, pretty much top to bottom. With the like I said, the that match, the two women's matches really, like the Viva Van and Anna Jay match was, it was Anna Jay. Somebody in the front row had a sign that echoed my sentiments. It said Anna Jay has not improved. She seems like, and it annoyed me. They called her Gory Bomb finish the Widow's Peak, and I'm like, no. The Widow's Peak is set up like a Gory Bomb, but it's a neck breaker, a Hangman's neck breaker instead of a flat face bump. That's a Gory Bomb.
Bling, Victoria has entered the chat.
Yeah, don't disrespect my girl Vicky like that.
Nah, don't.
But yeah, like, unfortunately the women's side of things on Collision was a little bit on the weaker side. it probably wasn't really their fault, but like it was just disappointing. You know, Viva Van,
Yeah.
was highly touted too, and she was like, oh, she wrestled in Arena Mexico literally last night. She was been making strides in New Japan, and I'm like, oh, okay. I haven't seen much of Viva Van, and it just felt like they were wrestling in slow motion.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, huh. Like maybe this. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying this because I remember during the days of Give Divas a Chance, I was a loud proponent of giving the women in WWE more time because you ain't gonna get better if you only allowed to have 2-minute matches. But
Hmm.
like these two matches didn't need the time that they got because what we got wasn't anything special.
No.
I hate saying that, you know, but I don't know. Like I feel like they had the opposite problem though. I think Penelope Ford and Robin Renegade needed less time, and I think Anna Jay and Viva Van need to pick up the pace.
Yeah.
Like the time they had was necessary. Anna Jay is being put into a world title contention. She needs to be shown to be capable in longer matches. That's fine. Pacing was the issue there.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
sorry, ladies. I'm a big fan of y'all, but I just wasn't hitting this week. I'm sorry. Sorry, don't hate me.
It happens. People have off weeks.
Yeah, every heaven knows I have off weeks.
Right.
I'm coming off an off week.
Yeah. Same.
You can still hear the vestiges of it.
Right.
But yeah, that was the week, guys.